Hey YouTube, Lexi Luxury here. Welcome back. If you're new, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Also, turn on your post notifications and remember to give this video a thumbs up. Also, while you're at it, go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Snapchat so we can really stay connected that way. So today's video is a foundation and contour routine. I was getting a lot of requests for this and I was super excited to do it because I found the most bomb drugstore foundation that has completely replaced my high-end foundation, and I really wanted to share it with you guys and do like a special video featuring this product. I also do some cream contour, which I know can be really scary. I totally get it. When I first started cream contouring, I didn't know what I was doing. So I added some foolproof methods, so if you guys are kind of worried about it or if you're not super used to it, you can absolutely do this. This is super beginner friendly. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so I have a clean face right now. I just used my normal everyday exfoliant and I used my moisturizer just to make sure that my face is nice and prepped for my makeup. And first we're going to start with primer. So I'm actually going to use 2 primers today to minimize my pores and just create a perfect base for my foundation to lay on top of. So today I'm going to be using my Benefit Porefessional's primer, and yes, this is a little trial size. I actually ran out of my big one, but I'm also going to use the Too Faced Primed in Peachy primer. I love the both of these together because I feel like the Porefessional really does seep into my pores and create a smoother base, where this one will keep me matte longer. If you have dry skin, then obviously you don't need to use this matte one, but I like to use mine, especially as the weather's getting warmer. I just feel like it helps my makeup stay on much longer. So first I'm going to use the Porefessionals, and you don't need to use a lot. I'll use maybe just that much, and I'll use this in the places where I feel like my pores are the largest. So definitely around my nose area, a little bit on my cheeks, right under my eyes. I'll get my chin, around my mouth, and then whatever's extra I'll just apply to the rest of my cheeks. And then we're going to put this all over. Whatever's left over too, I try to drag down because I usually will drag my foundation down towards my neck as well. So just to make sure that everything stays in place. Alright, and then I pretty much just jump right into my foundation. So today I am featuring my favorite drugstore foundation. This is the Maybelline Superstay foundation. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, this has completely replaced my high-end foundation. Right before this, I was using my Too Faced Born This Way, which I still love and I may go back to, but this is just so much less expensive. It has such a full coverage. It stays on literally all day. I never have to worry about my foundation separating or becoming splotchy throughout the day. This thing has got me. And I've been using this religiously. Like, this is my go-to foundation now. So if you don't have this, I would highly recommend you go out and buy it. I'm pretty sure you can get this at any drugstore for probably like $13 or less, just depending on which drugstore you go to. But that compared to what, $35 for a high-end foundation, if not $40 to $50, yeah, sign me up. So when I apply my foundation, I always use a beauty blender, and I prefer beauty blenders to brushes. I always have, just because I feel like it really seeps into my skin, whereas a brush I feel like just puts the foundation over my skin. It doesn't really like sit in there and lock tight. I just feel like it looks so cakey, or at least it has more of a tendency to look cakey if you use a brush. This is more of a foolproof method, I would say. So I'm just going to apply this. And another great thing about this foundation is it is super buildable. So if for some reason you wanted an even fuller coverage than it already gives you, you can build on top of it. Doesn't get cakey. It's literally amazing, you guys. And obviously I'm wearing weave today, so I am not blending up into my hairline, but if you are not, or if your hair is up, make sure that you blend all the way into your hairline so you don't get that line around your face where your foundation stops. And just for the sake of this video, I am going to build a little bit more, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more foundation just so I can disperse it evenly across my face and you can just see how beautifully it builds. This is my perfect color too. I was actually shocked at how many colors and shades that they have available. So it should not be difficult for you to find a shade. If it is, it's inexpensive enough that you can literally buy 2 colors and just mix them, which is probably what I'll end up doing when the summer comes and I'm outside more often and I'm getting super tan. So next I'm going to cream contour, and I am using my Sephora Make No Mistake foundation and concealer stick. This product is amazing. I can't believe I just randomly stumbled upon it, and I'm so glad that I did because this is now literally a key part to my foundation and contour routine. I like using foundation sticks for a cream contour because I do feel like it adds another layer of coverage, but also it can blend out really easily, especially if you use a beauty blender towards the end, which I will show you. When I contour my cheekbones, I want to feel exactly where my cheekbone is, and I'm going to literally put a line right underneath it. Just feel around and find out where it is. Mine definitely starts back here by the top of my ear. And you really wanna make sure you're not going too low either. You can fix that if you do, and I will talk about that in a second, but obviously just try to do it right the first time. And like I said, I am wearing weave today, but for the sake of the video, I am going to contour my forehead. Oh, and by the way, you guys, I'm in the color Walnut. Sorry, I don't think I said that. Because this is so pigmented, you don't need to use a lot, especially on your forehead. The first time I used this, I used way too much on my forehead. It was just a waste of product. So I would just do 2 little swipes like this on the outer corner, and you can blend them into each other. You don't need much. Now, obviously, if your forehead is bigger and you want to achieve a smaller looking forehead, by all means, add as much contour as you want. This is all up to you. Another trick that I love to use when I cream contour is getting underneath my lip to give the appearance that you have a bigger bottom lip. This works wonders, you guys. And then we're also going to slightly contour the nose. I don't snatch my nose too much, but I will just show you how I do mine. And this does not have to be perfect or straight or whatever. We'll fix this with concealer. And a little bit at the bottom. And like I said, guys, it does not need to be pretty, like, trust me. So to blend this out, I'm going to use a brush, and I just used this little brush that I got from my makeup brush set, which I do have a discount code for, by the way. You can look in the description box down below, but I just would use any flat angled brush. You want something dense so that you can blend and buff it out. And while we're blending, we're going to blend up and back. Because we're going to do the concealer afterwards, it's okay if you get too far up, but what we really want to avoid is blending the contour too far down, because then that will make your cheekbones look lower, and it's not the best look. At first I start with pretty light strokes. You don't want to dig too deep because that will rub off some of your foundation, and then you'll have this really weird splotch where it looks like there's no product. So just be kind of light-handed at first. And I'll usually stop blending it out about here. And don't worry, you guys, we're not leaving it like this. We're gonna use some concealer, another beauty blender, and just really make this flawless, but just bear with me for a second. And I know it looks crazy right now, you guys, but if you can just see the smoothness of this foundation stick, it's amazing. And it's so easy to blend out. This looks so crazy when I'm doing it, but it comes together, I promise. And I will sort of drag this down just a little bit around my eyebrow area, and I will kind of connect the 2 spots that we contoured right over here. And it's totally fine if these two lines kind of get mixed up and you don't have that white line in the middle, because we are going to add a strip of concealer. So quite frankly, you could just blend these together if you really wanted to, if you're worried about it happening anyway. So we're just gonna blend this out. We're gonna try to kind of keep it in place. It's okay if it goes a little bit too far this way. We're gonna fix that with concealer when we do our under eyes, but just make sure that you're blending it out into your eyelid area. I also like to do this just because it gives my eyelids just a bit of color. I'm not a big eyeshadow girl, and if I do use eyeshadow, I always just put a nude color there anyway, so. All right, and then just under our bottom lip. Oh, it just makes my bottom lip look so juicy. Now we're gonna fix this hot mess. So for concealer, I have been obsessed with my Nars Radiate Creamy Concealer. I shied away from it when I was using my Tarte Shape Tape when that was like the wave, but then I came back because there is nothing like this concealer. It's just amazing. It's so buildable. You don't have to have a full coverage if you don't want to. But basically, I'm just gonna put this in the points of my face that I wanna bring forward. You can be super heavy-handed with this as well, because we are going to blend this out and use the excess to kind of blend out our contour and all that good stuff. And for the nose, we're gonna put a very skinny line down the middle. All right, so now we just blend it out with that same beauty blender. And before we blend it out completely, I just want to take that excess product that is on here and we're going to drag it down here and just blend out this harsh contour line. And then I'm moving the excess concealer right here into my nose area to clean up that contour. See, much better. And for the nose part, I always just use my finger just so I can keep it in its place. The more that you spread out the concealer down the middle of your nose, the larger the bridge of your nose is going to appear. So moving on, we're just gonna set our face and do our powder contour. So I am using my Maybelline Shine Free Loose Powder. You guys see me use this all the time. And I'm going to quickly set my under eyes and then bake. So we're taking a little bit of the powder, not too much, on the Beauty Blender. And just quickly setting our under eyes so that we prevent it from creasing. And honestly, for my oily girls and guys out there, if you want to set the rest of your face with this powder in the Beauty Blender, go right ahead. Because not only does it make your face look super smooth when you do this, but it also will kind of lock in your makeup and just keep you from getting oily. And I'm just using the same amount that I used under my eye, not too much, just a little something. All right, now just taking a little bit more of that bake powder and I'm actually going to bake under my eyes. All right, moving on to powder contour. So y'all know I love to use my fan brush to powder contour. I just feel like it really gives me that chiseled look. The cream contour was more for bronzing our face, and this is going to be more for chiseling and snatching. I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit in medium to tan, and I'm going to take the darkest color in the palette. If you are using a fan brush, make sure that you get the product on the tip of the fan brush, this part, not the sides. When I'm putting the product on the brush, I'm brushing it on like this, not like this, not like this, like this. So we are going to put this powder contour in the exact place that we did that cream contour line. I'm going to leave the remaining powder on here, and I'm just going to take this along my jawline. And see how that just snatched me just a little bit more? If you want to, you can totally use this on your forehead as well. Like I said, I'm wearing weave and that's enough contour for me up there, so I'm gonna refrain from that today. Now taking a powder brush, I'm gonna blend this out. This is just a Real Techniques blending brush. And now we're going to bake underneath that contour line just to really clean it up and give us that perfect chiseled contoured look. And if you are more fair, you can definitely just use a translucent powder. If you are my color or darker, I would definitely recommend either getting a banana powder or something that's slightly colored like this. I think this is in the color medium too. Just because I find that it keeps you from looking ghosty or getting that like super crazy like white powdery line. Also, it can cause major flashback, so just a tip. So I did that pretty much from the middle of my ear, and I just dragged it in a diagonal line all the way to where my bottom lip starts. I will let this bake sit while I do my blush and my highlight and my eyes and everything else, and then I will pretty much take this off at the last second. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I just went ahead and finished the rest of my makeup, and as you can see, the contour line is super chiseled. I left that bake on the entire time. I did my lashes, my highlight, my blush, all that stuff. So yeah, this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I hope you guys learned some tips and tricks. Also, if you have any other tips, leave them in the comment section down below. Also, if you have any questions, I will get back to you as soon as I can. Remember to thumbs up this video if you liked it, and also hit that subscribe button so you can be a part of the squad. If you really want to be a part of the squad though, you will also follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. I love you guys so much. See you next week.